What is up, guys? It's ya boy, Rick. Don't have a good day, have a great day. Cactus here. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel, and let me know what you think my next intro name should be. That comment section is absolutely wild. Alright, today, I'm calling it. I am calling it, guys. The seasonal artifact mod we are showcasing today will define the PvE meta for the next 6 months until the Witch Queen. Listen, I called it early with Breach and Clear. Can you believe some people said the best mod was going to be the one that made Warmind cells for void splash damage? Not even close, dude. Breach and Clear was such an integral part of PvE loadouts going into the Vault of Glass, Master Vogue, Solo Law Sectors, Grandmasters, and so much more. But of course, it's gone. However, I think it does have a replacement. I think this mod is going to be the Season of the Lost version of Breach and Clear, and that mod is actually going to be particle deconstruction. So here's what it says. Dealing damage to a combatant with a fusion rifle or linear fusion rifle grants bonus damage with a fusion rifle or linear fusion rifle against that combatant for a short duration. This effect stacks up to 5 times. Okay. Now, anything that influences damage of powerful gun types, remember linear fusions are just coming off a substantial buff they got last season, is something you need to pay attention to. But how does this perk actually function in game? Well, let's actually take a look. So, I've got my linear fusion rifle, the threaded needle here. I'm going to shoot this Lost Sector boss, and as you can see, I hit him in the body, I do white damage, but the boss starts glowing purple to indicate that they are debuffed. My next shot glows yellow to indicate that it's being affected by a damage increase, and it just does more damage. And then I'm going to shoot again, it does more damage and more. So the damage totals came out to the first shot, 14,000 damage, next shot, 15,000, next shot 16,000, 17, 18, and guys, it scales up for the 5th shot being 31% more damage than the first shot. It's actually going to scale one more time, but I ran out of ammo. But I wanted to move on because this in and of itself is just the worst thing you can do with this mod, and that's already pretty darn good. I'm doing over 31% more damage by the end of the magazine with a linear fusion rifle. That's insane for total damage output. But remember, this also works with fusion rifles, including the Vex Mythoclast. That's right, instead of having to take forever to get those shots off, the Vex Mythoclast can jump to the max debuff almost immediately. Guys, check it out. First shot hits for only 1,700 damage, and it's going to scale up really quickly with the same values we had before, with a max being it doing 2,435 damage, which is 40% more damage than what it started with. So with a quick full auto burst of the Vex Mythoclast, you can make a target take 40% more damage from linear fusion rifles and fusion rifles. Because when you apply this buff, you don't have to keep using the weapon that you use to apply it. You can switch to a heavy linear fusion rifle right after, and that's going to get that 40% buff. And the Vex isn't the only thing that can apply this debuff easily. Guys, with a normal fusion rifle, I'm using the Ritual Fusion from last season. This is a rapid fire frame, so you can see with one burst on a shank, right? So I shouldn't be getting any sort of precision damage numbers on a shank, but you can see there's a bunch of different numbers here. Some are the white numbers, the base numbers, some are the 3,000 damage number that was affected partially when this buff went live, and then some are 4,000, so they're affected like even more. So you can basically, with one shot of a fusion, hit an enemy so many times that they already jump to the max ×5 debuff. But guys, here is where things get absolutely crazy. This buff works with your teammates even if they're not using it. As long as your teammates are using fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles, this buff seems to actually let them do more damage as well, as long as you, with this mod, have hit that enemy several times. So we were playing the Vault of Glass, and I noticed I was using a Vex Mythoclast, and my teammate was like shooting. I didn't even have the mod equipped. He was shooting and saying, hey, do you see this guy debuffed? And yes, I would. That enemy would be glowing purple and I would be doing precision damages and more damage for just getting a body shot. So that is absolutely incredible. You basically have one person almost with the role of a tractor cannon user debuffing the enemy, but in this case, you're debuffing an enemy with really powerful weapons. Fusion rifles, linear fusion rifles. Heck, don't forget the 1K voices is a great way to get a bunch of damage numbers, a bunch of hits on a target with one single shot. So you jump right up to that 41% increased damage value for yourself, and again, all of your teammates using those chosen weapon types. And you can see that in action right here. So we're doing a Templar damage phase. I do not have the mod equipped at all, but I'm using a really good linear fusion rifle, the Sleeper Simulant. I go and my first precision shot hits for 102,000 damage. That's when my teammate is just starting to apply this buff. And soon after, guys, I'm hitting for 133,000 damage. So again, that shows you just how much extra damage, in this case 30,000 extra damage in a couple of seconds, that I got from my teammate just using this mod. Only one person in the fire team really needs to use this mod for it to have a huge influence on damage output. And we melt this Templar. Like, this is a pretty darn fast one phase, especially considering you're probably used to breach and clear pre-nerf anarchy. Like, that was absolutely insane. I don't think anything will come close to being as good as that melt. And this was like pretty comparable. Not quite breach and clear, pre-nerf anarchy level, but what is? In fact, here is another Templar melt, but this time I am the guy with the mod. So I actually am using Vex Mythoclast to get a really quick burst of damage on the boss, get up to ×5 immediately, and then I simply switch to my Threaded Needle with Vorpal, and I'm able to contribute a ton to damage. Remember, at that point, once you get a boss at ×5, you can simply keep him at ×5 by continuously shooting him with a linear fusion or a fusion rifle. So once I just roll up to ×5 with my Vex really fast, I keep him there with my Threaded Needle doing a ton of damage, and this is another pretty darn quick Templar 1 phase. But it's not all about the heavy hitters like the Sleeper and the 1K voices for doing damage, although that's certainly a promising option. We've also been testing out just normal fusion rifles, especially rapid fire frames. You can get something like the Force here with Vorpal weapon, and as you can see what I do against this Brig, that's a pretty quick melt. In fact, we've been messing around and testing some of this stuff against Atheon, and it looks really, really promising. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, we're just kind of digging around right here. I think one person gets off one Thunder Crash, and the rest of the damage all comes from spamming a rapid fire fusion, and we get Atheon well below half. Well below. Could you imagine if all of us were playing seriously, using all Thunder Crashes, get that super off at the beginning, then go to the rapid fire fusion, do that, and at the end get another Thunder Crash off? I think the one phase with that is very possible. I mean, heck guys, we don't even have a Titan bubble for Weapons of Light. That's an extra, 10% bonus damage right there that we could have had. So again, just using the most basic strategy and rapid fire fusions, well below half health Atheon. I think that's very, very impressive, and it shows you what this mod can do. So guys, bust out your fusion rifles and your linear fusion rifles, because they're about to become extremely important parts of the PvE DPS meta, and absolutely, this is a mod you should prioritize and unlock within your seasonal artifact. So guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.